Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Today we are going to walk through day 34 in our packet, and the very first thing we're going to look at is our reading and module. And in reading today, you're going to flip to page 14, and we're going to follow along with that video that you can find down in the description with the song We Depend on Trees. So on page 14, follow along with that song. After you've listened to that song, you are going to think about the different words and the sentences used in this story or this song, and how does the author use those words to tell us that we depend on trees? What does she say to support her opinion that we all depend on trees? So think about that for a minute, and after you've thought about it, you are going to draw a picture for me and then label it and write a sentence to tell me what is one thing that song talks about that supports the idea that we depend on trees. So I've got my drawing here, and I drew some chocolate and a strawberry and a nut. It's a peanut. And I wrote this sentence frame down here, but we are talking about the author supports their opinion by stating, and you're going to use this sentence frame. We depend on trees by, you're going to pick something from that song. What is one way that we depend on trees? And I chose to say we depend on trees by eating fruits, nuts, and chocolates. So those trees give us fruits, nuts, and chocolates, and that's one way that the author tells us that we depend on trees. So I can't wait to see the different things that y'all pick out of that song. And after you have done that, you've drawn your picture, you've labeled it, you've got your sentence to match, we are going to move into word work. So looking at word work, the first thing you're going to do is check out that word work video that's down in the description. And after you've watched it, we are going to read our decodable text that you can find on page 16 of your packet. And it is called The Bowling Alley. So I'm going to read this decodable text for us today, but what I want you to do is practice reading this text, and you're going to send me a video on Dojo so that I can hear you reading that text, The Bowling Alley. So we're going to read it together now, and then I can't wait to hear you guys read it later. So it is called The Bowling Alley. Josh can see a pin by the can. What is it for? Is it a jug? Chip can hit one pin. Josh can hit two. Will Josh win? Chip can hit four. Will he hit them all? The pin will tip. Will Chip win? So you're going to practice reading that text and then send me a video. And after you've done that, you are going to highlight the high frequency words that are found in that poem that's right next to our decodable text that we just read, The Bowling Alley. So right next to it, we have a poem, Do You Ever? And in that poem, you are going to look for the high frequency words, but, not, and no. So those three high frequency words are but, not, and no. And you're going to find those words in that poem on page 16. And after you've done that, for an extra challenge, if you would like, you can write some sentences using those different words. Time for math. And in math today, you are going to flip to page 9 in your packet, where you will find those pattern blocks, and you're going to cut those pattern blocks out, and I would suggest putting them in a baggie just so you don't lose them, the ones that you don't use today. And with those pattern blocks, you are going to, remember they're on page 9, you are going to build some different shapes. So the shapes you're going to build are a house, a truck, and a dog. So I've got some examples here for you. So using those different pattern block shapes from page 9, I built a house using a square and a triangle. I've got my truck up here, and then I've got my dog. So you can see I drew some extra little things on them, but I used those shapes to build a house, a truck, and a dog. So I can't wait to see the different ones that you guys come up with. And after you've done that, you're going to look at page 8 in your packet that looks like this, and you're going to use those same shapes that we cut out from page 9. And I would suggest doing this in your journal just so that you have more room. And you are going to follow what these cards say. So you're going to build the different shapes. It says build a hexagon using, and you're going to use 3 triangles and 1 trapezoid. So you're going to follow along with these different cards, what they ask you to do in your journal using the page 9 pattern blocks. After that, we have one more thing for math, and it will be on page 7 of the packet. And you will find that day 34 exit ticket down at the bottom of page 7. And after you've completed that, we are moving into science. Last but not least, we're going to look at science today. And in science, you are going to go grab a tube of toothpaste. And before you do this, make sure it's okay with an adult. So ask your parents or your grandparents, whoever you're hanging out with today. Make sure it's okay that you do this experiment. You are going to grab a tube of toothpaste, and you're going to take your toothpaste and just squeeze it out into a small little line onto a plate or onto a napkin. And you are going to draw that toothpaste. So I drew my toothpaste there, and my toothpaste is 3 different colors. It's super cool. It's got blue and white and red in it. And you are going to tell me some different things, some different physical properties about that toothpaste that you see. So you're going to observe it, you're going to look at it. You're going to tell me what color is your toothpaste. You're going to tell me, what does it smell like? I said mine smells kind of minty. You're going to tell me the texture. When I felt my toothpaste, it was really sticky and kind of gooey. The luster. So the luster is like what it looks like. Does it look shiny? Does it look glossy? Does it look like matte where it's not shiny at all? You're going to tell me. Mine looked pretty shiny. And then you're going to tell me what shape it is. And mine is like a long cylinder when I put it on that. When I squeeze it out and put it on that plate. So you are going to tell me what your toothpaste color, smell, texture, luster, and shape looks like. And after you've done that, you're going to add some water. Put some water into your toothpaste, maybe mix it up a little bit. And you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to tell me, is it any different if you add water? And make sure you get to brushing your teeth today and think about your toothpaste experiment. And I hope you guys have an awesome Tuesday.